Hello and welcome back to the Composer's Corner. And we're going to continue with the previous podcast with our guest, Alexandre Manoukian. And actually, I think continue talking a little bit about John Williams, but from a different angle than we did in the previous. And today, I'd like to find out from Alexander what John Williams did for his main influences, and did he do the same thing? Just exactly how did all that work? And so, without getting too far down the path here, let's just go to Alexander, and I'll ask him a few questions. And my first question is going to be, do you know what John Williams' early influences, actually were?
Yeah, sure. Well, when you talk about John Williams, you cannot not talk about the theme, which is something very important in John Williams music because everybody knows one or many John Williams theme, and I think he took inspiration from the beautiful Russian melodies like Tchaikovsky, and because Tchaikovsky, everybody know melody from Tchaikovsky, very long, very lyric, love theme, very much like that. And I think that Tchaikovsky, John Williams took inspiration from Tchaikovsky big melodies. And I think it sticks in people's head, and you cannot get rid of them.
I agree. His themes, if you're asked to hum other composers' themes, sometimes it's pretty difficult because they don't really write a lot of themes. But even if you write a theme, a good theme is one that sticks in your head. A lot of composers do write themes, but they don't stick in your head. And I look at it this way, and tell me if you agree. I think if a theme doesn't stick in your head, it's no good.
Well, I agree. I mean, it's like there are a lot of different themes. I mean, because Tchaikovsky does a lot of theme, like love theme, very long theme, something that you can sing very, like love song or something like that. But he also do like very fast theme, maybe a little bit more difficult to sing. And John Williams, of course, it depends on what he has to write. But I mean, the melody is like the spin of the spine of the music. If you remove it, everything falls down and everything is, pointless. So we need melody in music.
I agree. Without the melodies, almost every single theme that John Williams has written is, if you just hear the beginning of it, even in a single instrument, you're reminded of the whole film. What a fantastic person for your influences. I think it's really great. Maybe you could tell us a little bit more about Tchaikovsky.
Well, Tchaikovsky, is a Russian composer, and I think that he was said to be, a traitor in the music from his period, because he was not a Russian-like, he was more German-like, a very the romantic from Europe, not from Russian. And so they said he was, in French we say he was vendu, he's like a traitor, and because he was using the style of German, of course with some Russian inspiration, because he was Russian and that was his culture. But for John Williams' influence, it was, I think, for the edit of Star Wars. George Lucas gave him some indication about what he wanted, and he said, of course, some beautiful melodies by Tchaikovsky. So that's how he wrote the Princess Leia theme, also the Han and Leia theme. A lot of theme, many love theme by John Williams were getting inspiration from the Tchaikovsky's melody and the Russian. The Russian love, and I think that's very beautiful and interesting to see that it's built the same way every time.
Yes, the Princess Leia's theme does sound like Tchaikovsky, and so it's really interesting because I never really thought about it that way, but those influences obviously are super heartfelt, emotional influences that John Williams got. And he also was a conductor for the Boston Pops, so I'm sure he played and stood in front of a giant orchestra hearing these themes, which that has to be super amazing. And I'm hoping that we get you there. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, I mean that's my dream, to conduct that kind of music. Of course, it would make me very proud, But I think I felt like, I watched a lot of movies from the 70s, of course, but also before the 60s and the 50s, and they all had the main theme, of course. Like, I'm thinking about the movie Ben-Hur, and the main theme is like a little energetic, and then there is always the love theme, which is very lyrical, something that you can sing. And I think people remember more about the love theme than the main theme sometimes, because it's like it has a different connotation, and different meaning. And it's like, yeah, love is powerful, and that's John Williams represented within his music.
Yeah. But Ben-Hur,
Yeah.
that wasn't John Williams, I
No.
don't think. So who was that wrote that?
Oh, it's the composer Miklos Rosa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about him for a minute.
Oh, well, Miklos Rosa is a very good music composer for movies. I think that John Williams took some inspiration because, it was that time where a lot of composers were working on a lot of movies in Hollywood, so everybody was working on everybody's movie. It was good time for composers, like very good music, a lot of score. I studied the score, actually. It's amazing. I mean, it's like I think he wrote it in a very short time. It's incredible to see the amount of music knowledge. It's like real. You could actually listen to the music without the movie. It will still work, and you will still get the leitmotif, the melodies, all that kind of stuff, and still get the idea of the movie, like John Williams' music, actually. So it's incredible, I think.
Yeah. Wow, Miklos Rosa. I wouldn't have guessed, because I would have thought maybe it was Max Steiner, but Max Steiner, he did 12 movies in 1 year, and one of them was Gone with the Wind.
Okay.
And Tara's theme, the Tara's theme from
Yeah.
Gone with the Wind. So imagine being a composer. No computers back then. There was nothing like we have now.
Yeah.
So those guys had to hear it in their head, and they had to.
Yeah.
They couldn't, plug it in with Sibelius or something.
Of course.
And fix their mistakes. So it's pretty incredible. I've noticed you working, because I have the great luck and experience of watching you work, and you don't really listen to everything that you're writing until after you've written it. So you're just kind of checking your work. Is that true?
Well, it depends, Sometimes you can just do like 12 bars without listening because you have an idea and you want to keep following. And sometimes you just stick to two notes because you want them to be perfect. It's like you do an A, it doesn't fit. You do B flat, it doesn't fit. You try. It depends. I mean, and sometimes the music is very fast. You have to listen to everything. It's very slow. You can keep it. It depends, but if you listen to it a lot of time, you get used to it, and you don't want to change anything. So you don't welcome criticism. Even if it's constructive, and I think that it's not a very good thing to not be able to change your music and to get some advices, some criticism from other people. So I just write, and then we shall see.
Well, sometimes you have no choice if the director wants. Ultimately, the boss is the film. It's either making the film better, or it's not. If it isn't making it better, then two choices: write some more music, or music can't fix it.
Yeah.
If music can't fix it, then you're kind of stuck. And unfortunately, since music is kind of one of the last things that goes into the movie. If something's not working, you kind of have to try to make it better as much as you can. But I wanted to ask you about something, because you study in a way, it's a meticulous way. I think I saw, I'm not sure, but I think I saw you looking at a video, probably YouTube, because I know you do a lot of looking at YouTube, of John Williams and Steven Spielberg talking about the theme in E.T. Is that what I was? I didn't want to impose myself on you, but was that what you were doing?
Yes, the video was actually John Williams sitting at the piano with Spielberg with the movie E.T. next to them, and John Williams was trying to fit the music at the scene where E.T. leaves the Earth. They were having some troubles because he couldn't find the exact timing to fit the music. So at the end of the video, or after, I don't remember, but Spielberg said, "Okay, do whatever you want with the music. I will add more frame if you need to." And it's like a very, it's a duet. It's like the composer and the director are linked all together. They're very, very close, and they listen to each other. They are really in the same boat. I think that was beautiful to see that two genius working together.
Yeah. Well, okay, great, because that's what I thought I saw. And I think that's an awareness that all the composers out there, the people that are working on movies, that is a good example of how it should be between a composer and a director. Like, hey, I'm willing to expand the film a little bit if you need the extra time for your theme or something like that. So it's certainly, I don't think anybody should approach a film being afraid to speak their mind with the director, and standing your ground a little bit with, I need a little more time. Can we do that? There's always good ways to ask that thing. So, yeah. But if you're at that point, you're probably doing pretty good.
Thank you.
So this is amazing. And I think that today you're going to be studying a little bit of stuff from intervallic thinking, right?
Sure.
And so I saw that you had, well, actually, I know that you had, because I sent it to you, polytonal exercise number 1. And there's I think 30 of those, but we'll just worry about one at a time.
Yeah, sure.
And the only reason that I sent that to you is because I don't think a lot of piano players could play it. I know you could. I mean, probably Lang Lang. You think Lang Lang could play that?
I think maybe.
That's funny. So anyway, that's what we have on our agenda today. And is there anything that you would like to add for our young people out there that are talking? Do you want to talk anything more about John Williams, or anything any advice that you could give young guys?
Oh, well, I'd say that you can take an advice from every music you listen, even if you listen some things like rap or something like that. You can always take one thing among it and it will bring you some information, some knowledge, and even it can be some rebel music, which is incredible in the orchestration, some Tchaikovsky, some Mozart, some Bach, but also some Japanese pop, some American music, some country, and you don't have to close your ear about music because you don't like it. You can always learn something from somewhere, even if you don't think it's possible. It is possible, and that's what I did actually. It happened to me a lot of time, and I'm grateful not to close my ear about that.
Well, I have a great suggestion for you.
Yeah. Because
you mentioned country, and I know it's a funny thing, but there's a great song. It's called "I Have a Double Barrel Heartache." Anyway. folks, thanks for checking us out. Alexander is really a fantastic personality and composer, and I'm just real pleasured to have him staying with us for a couple months. And when we go to LA, we'll probably take some video and keep you all kind of following what's going on with us. So that's it for this podcast, and we'll see you again tomorrow.